It all started, as most terrible things do these days, on Reddit. I was deep scrolling one night, down some creepypasta rabbit hole, when I stumbled upon it. A post about a ritual. It was simple, almost stupidly so. On November 11th, at exactly 11:11 p.m., you look at a clock, say his name, and he'll appear. Mr. Eleventeen. The post claimed he was some kind of wish-granting entity, an evil genie. He'd grant you anything your heart desired. But there was a warning, plastered all over the comments. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Thread after thread, people shared fragmented stories. Someone wished for $1 million and was found dead 11 days later. Another wished for fame and vanished on the 11th day. The pattern was always the same. You get your wish, but you don't live past 11 days. The price, they said, was too high. Of course, being a dumb, arrogant teenager, I thought it was all just a game. A well-crafted internet legend. So, when November 11th rolled around, I decided to try it. For a laugh. That night, the house was quiet. My parents were out. I sat on my bed, my eyes glued to the digital clock on my nightstand. 11:10. My heart started to hammer against my ribs. Was I really doing this? The stories felt a little too real now. The clock ticked over. 11:11. I took a breath. Mr. Eleventeen, I whispered into the silence. Nothing. I let out a nervous laugh. Of course, nothing. It was just a stupid story. I was about to get up when I heard it. Tap, tap, tap. The sound of a cane tapping on the pavement outside my house. It was slow, rhythmic. Then, a faint, jaunty melody started to drift through the walls. Like an old, warped circus tune from a broken music box. It was the most unsettling sound I'd ever heard. My blood ran cold. The tapping stopped right at my front door. A loud, sharp knock echoed through the house. I was frozen. My brain was screaming at me not to move, not to breathe. But my legs, like they had a mind of their own, carried me downstairs. My hand trembled as I reached for the doorknob. When I opened the door, he was there. Just like the post described, he was tall and possibly thin, and dressed in a tattered, once vibrant ringmaster's coat. A crooked top hat sat on his head. But it was his face. His eyes were huge, round, bulging from their sockets like two white marbles, and they didn't blink. His smile, oh God, his smile. It stretched from ear to ear. A ghastly, wide gash filled with too many long, yellowed teeth. Mr. Eleventeen. He didn't speak, not at first. He just stared, that horrible smile fixed on his face. Then, in a voice that sounded like gravel and honey, he spoke in a riddle.
The clock has chimed.
The numbers align.
Tell me the treasure you wish to be thine.
A want of the heart.
A prize for the soul.
Speak it aloud,
and I'll make you whole.
My mind went blank. All my clever, rehearsed wishes vanished. I just blurted out the first thing that came to my stupid, teenage brain. I wish to be the most popular kid in school. His smile widened, if that was even possible. He tipped his hat. A ladder to climb, a status to keep. Your slumbering wish is no longer asleep. He didn't ask for anything in return. He just turned, that eerie circus tune starting up again, and tapped his cane down the street until he vanished into the darkness. The next day at school, it was like a switch had been flipped. Everyone knew my name. People I'd never spoken to were clapping me on the back. The girl I had a crush on for years asked me out. My wish had come true. It was incredible. That was day one. Day two, I got a call. My grandma had a sudden, fatal heart attack. It was sad, but she was old. I didn't connect it. Day 4. My best friend, Mark, was in a freak car accident. Gone. The grief was suffocating, but it was an accident. It had to be. Day 6. My aunt. Day 7. My cousin. Day 8. 2 of my closest friends from the football team. It was a plague. Gruesome, bizarre, unexplainable deaths. One after the other. 10 days. 10 people. 10 of the most important people in my life, all gone. And then I understood. I finally understood the price. He never told me what he wanted. He just took. He took 10 lives to pave the way for my one stupid wish. And I knew, with a certainty that chilled me to my very core, who the 11th would be. Today is the 11th day. The sun is setting. I've locked all the doors, barricaded the windows, but I know it's useless. Because for the last hour, I've been hearing it. That faint, ominous circus music, getting closer, and the slow, steady tap, 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 dot, dot, of his cane on the pavement. He's coming back. And this time, he's coming for me. He's coming to collect the 11th. I can hear him at the door now. His voice is sing-sang-y whisper through the wood. Another one of his sick riddles.
The wish has been paid.
The toll has been met.
Now you,
the final piece from my collection.
I get.
I was so stupid. They tell you not to mess with things you don't understand, especially on the dark web. But I was bored, you know. Just a dumb teenager looking for a thrill. A new horror game that nobody had ever heard of. I guess I found one. And now it's too late. There's no one doing this. He's here. It all started a few hours ago. I was deep in some sketchy forums, clicking links I definitely shouldn't have been, when my laptop screen flickered. All the windows closed, and this single file just appeared on my desktop. No download, no warning. Just bam, Slasher.exe. The icon was this crude, pixelated white mask. My heart was pounding, but I was excited. This was it. Some exclusive, underground horror experience. I clicked it. The game booted up instantly. No menu, no options. Just a first-person view of a character in a slick, yellow raincoat. In his hands, he held this massive, gleaming fire axe. When I moved my mouse, the character looked down, and I saw my reflection in a puddle on the digital pavement. Except, it wasn't my face. It was a white mask with black, empty holes for eyes. Streaks of black paint, like tears, ran down from them, and a crudely drawn, sad frown was etched onto it. The objective flashed on the screen in blood-red text. Cleanse the neighborhood. The first house was right in front of me. The game forced me forward, up the steps. The door was unlocked. Inside, a kid was on the couch, playing video games, headphones on. And my stomach just dropped. The character model. It looked exactly like my friend Rolf. The same shaggy brown hair, the same stupid band t-shirt he always wore. It was uncanny, but it was a game, right? Just a really advanced, personalized game. The screen gave me 2 options. A, swift and silent, or B, make a statement. I felt a little sick, but I chose A. I didn't want to see this. The character model of Ralph never even saw me coming. My character moved on its own, a single, brutal swing of the axe. I flinched, turning my head away from my own screen. When I looked back, the objective was updated. 1 cleansed. and the game was already leading me out the door, down the street. The next house. It was Mikey's. I recognized this stupid garden gnome his mom loved so much. Inside, the game character looked just like him, scrolling on his phone in the kitchen. The resemblance was so perfect, down to the mole on his cheek. This time, I hesitated. This didn't feel right. But what could I do? The game wouldn't let me quit. It was just playing itself through me. The two options popped up again. I don't know why, but this time, feeling this weird, detached horror, I chose B. Make a statement. I can't even describe what I saw. The brutality of it. The game didn't just show it, it made me feel the controller vibrate with every impact. It was a complete frenzy. My character was a whirlwind of yellow and red, and I threw up. I actually threw up in the trash can next to my desk. My hands were shaking. I tried to close the laptop. I tried a LTF4. I tried ripping the power cord out. Nothing worked. The game was in control. It happened again at the next house. Devin's house. I recognized the basketball hoop over the garage. And there he was, a perfect digital clone, lifting weights in his room. I chose option A. I couldn't handle another statement. Swift. Silent, the game just said 3 cleansed. Then, the final objective appeared. The game made my character walk for what felt like forever, to a part of the neighborhood I didn't recognize. We stopped in front of this quaint, 2-story blue house. The objective changed. Cleanse the source. It forced me to break a window and climb inside. The house was dark, but a lamp was on in the living room. And that's when my world just shattered. On the mantel, above a fireplace, was a framed photo. It was me, my mom, my dad, and my little sister. It was my house, my own house. I heard a floorboard creak upstairs. From my bedroom. Then, I heard it in real life, too. A creak from upstairs in my actual house. My eyes darted from the screen to my bedroom door. They were in sync. The game wasn't a game. It was a window. I wasn't controlling a character. I was making him do this. To my friends, the screen flashed. Final objective, cleanse. And then another word. You. The file on my desktop, Slasher.exe, vanished. The game closed, but the sound didn't stop. The slow, heavy footsteps of someone in a raincoat, dragging a fire axe, were coming down my real hallway. I'm huddled in my computer chair, staring at the door, listening to him get closer. I made him do it. I chose the options. I led him here. I was looking for a scary game. And now, I'm the final level. There was this kid in my class, Leo. You know the type. Always in the back, hoodie tied up, never said a word to anyone. He was just weird. He'd flinch if you got too close. And sometimes, I'd see these dark, ugly bruises on his arms when his sleeves rode up. The other kids steered clear. But something about him just pulled me in. I felt sorry for him, I guess. So, I made it my mission to be his friend. It took weeks, but eventually, I broke through that wall of silence. We started talking, mostly about video games and comics. He was actually pretty cool. One Friday, I had a brilliant idea. A sleepover. The ultimate friend-making ritual. Hey, I should come over tonight. We can play that new Mortal Kombat all night. His face went pale. No, man. My mom, she's really strict. She doesn't like having people over. He was practically begging me not to come. But I was stubborn. I thought he was just embarrassed about his house or something. I pushed and pushed, telling him it would be fun, that we'd just stay in his room. Finally, he just deflated. "Fine," he whispered. "But you have to be quiet. And you can't leave my room after we go to bed. Promise me." I promised, thrilled that I'd finally get him to have a normal friend experience. His house was unsettling. It was clean, almost sterile, but there was this weird smell. A coppery, sweet, and sickly smell, like old meat left out too long. It seemed to be coming from the basement door in the hallway. I asked him what it was, and he just mumbled, "Plumbing issues," and quickly dragged me upstairs to his room. The weirdest part, though, was his mom. I never actually saw her. A few times I heard him talking from the hallway. "Yes, Mother, I'm just getting a drink of water." "No, Mother, he's just my friend from school." But I never heard another voice. It was a one-sided conversation. He was talking to silence. Whenever I'd ask, "Is your mom okay?" he'd get that panicked look again and change the subject. "Want to see my comic collection?" Later that night, long after we'd turned off the game console, I was lying on the floor in my sleeping bag, trying to fall asleep. That's when I heard it, a sound from directly below us. A wet, rhythmic, guttural sound. It was slow and deliberate. Rip. Crunch. My stomach turned. What the hell was that? Curiosity got the better of me. Leo's promise be damned. I had to know what was making that noise. I waited until his breathing was deep and even, and I quickly scampered around him as he snored his life away. Then I slipped out of the room. The smell was so much stronger in the hallway. I tiptoed to the basement door. It was locked, of course, but I'd been picking locks with paperclips since I was 10. A stupid skill I'd learned from a movie. It took a few tries, but I heard a soft click. The door creaked open, and a wave of that rotten smell hit me like a physical blow. I crept down the wooden stairs, my phone's flashlight cutting through the pitch black. The floor was sticky. My light fell on a pile of clothes. A small red jacket. A kid's backpack. Then I heard a tiny, choked whimper from the corner of the room. I swung my light in that direction, and my heart stopped. Hanging from a meat hook, just like in a butcher shop, was a boy. It was Kyle, a kid from the grade below me who'd gone missing a week ago. Chunks of his leg and shoulder were gone, bitten out. My blood ran cold, and I let out a muffled yelp, catching the words with my hand, but it was too late. I saw her. In the shadows, a pair of eyes pierced through the darkness. It was tall, impossibly thin, with long, stringy hair and skin the color of old parchment stretched tight over her bones. She turned, her eyes to white, soulless pits in a gaunt, emaciated face. It wasn't human. It was a monster wearing the skin of a woman. It let out a shriek and lunged at me. Moving with terrifying speed, I scrambled backward, tripping. My world spinning in circles due to me hitting my head on the bottom of the stairs, and I just knew I was dead. But then something stopped her. Mother? No. Leo was there, at the top of the stairs. He ran down and threw himself between me and the creature. It stopped, its head tilting, looking from me to him. "He's my friend," Leo cried, tears streaming down his face. The creature stared at him, and for a second, I thought it was going to listen. Instead, it just grabbed him. I didn't wait to see what happened next. I ran out of that basement, out of that house, and I didn't stop running until I collapsed on my own front lawn, screaming. I told the police, my parents, everyone. When they went back to the house, it was empty. Leo and his mother were gone. The only things left behind were scattered clothes, dark, dried bloodstains on the basement floor, and that god-awful smell. They were never seen again. And I never forgot the sound of that chewing. I'll never forget my friend. I wouldn't be here without him.